Hey y'all, so I decided to record and yap a little bit as I play Elsword. I was informed that the new ice burner is extremely good, so I decided that I'm going to take the time to just take the time to try to get this ice burner because I know it's going to be the new meta with how good it is. Um and so I don't want to be left behind. And so, one thing that I do a lot when I be chilling, honestly, is that I kind of like, I be monologuing a lot to myself. Like, I just be kind of like talking to myself about like random shit. Cause some people like to monologue a lot, and I think I'm one of those people that, ooh, I like this. Ooh, ooh, the hair accessory isn't part of the hair. How long is it staying? 623. I might be able to get that. I don't know. But yeah, and so I decided that I want to put myself on a platform and actually kind of share some of the stuff that I be talking about. One, because y'all might find it entertaining. Two, uh, I guess really just to kind of get my point across when it comes to certain things. You know, like because I know I'm a relatively known figure. I actually really don't know how well known I am. I don't know how controversial I am. I don't know how hated, how praised I am. I don't really deal with the community a lot. Because I understand how volatile this community can be, and after going through what I like to call my 15 minutes of fame and kind of dealing with this community and all that came with it, I personally just try to keep to myself and the people who I know are chill with me because I don't really want any problems. But you can do all that and people will still talk the good about you. And the reason why I'm particularly like um getting into this now is because the other day I was talking to somebody, and I'm not gonna name names, but I was talking to somebody, um, and we was chilling in call, but they informed me that somebody saw them talking to me, and then they messaged me saying they messaged them saying don't talk to me and that I'm crazy and everything, even after all these fucking years. um and obviously that person didn't listen to them because they didn't care. They didn't even, um but the thing that really got to me, not the she's crazy part, because they've been saying that about me for years, but then they went on to say that that person said that they were worried about me, that they were worried that I would get friends in the server, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck? It's like, why do you care? Why are you monitoring me like that? Who cares if I get friends in the server? Why is that your concern? And granted, when they told me the person and like who they were, I didn't even recognize the person. I'm not gonna lie, most of the people who be hating on me, I don't even know who they are. I don't know them. I don't know who they are. Like, but they always know me, and it's like, it's just so crazy how people really want to have like my name in their mouth and then really have this weird obsession to the point where they want me to not have any friends. And bitch, I'm gonna have some friends. I already have friends. I have friends and people in this server. I mean from this game. I have a considerable amount of friends in the community. So I mean I already got friends, bitch. So that's already like, you don't even gotta worry about that because I already got friends. But just to say that shit, and I don't know. I just feel like with this community, right? I just feel like this shit is crazy, And the person that I talked to, they also went through a situation similar to me where they was like being dogpiled and shit, and they was being like attacked and shit, and they got tired of it, and then they finally like hold on. Let me just make sure that my Elsword isn't too loud than my mic, so you can't hear me. Um, they also had a similar situation like where people was like dogging on them and shitting on them for being bad at the game and being bad at PvP, and then they eventually got tired of it and said fuck it, and then went nuclear like how I went nuclear a couple of times, and then they wanted to act like oh man, you're the problem. Holy crap, why did you say that? You know damn well why I said it. I said it because you be harassing me. You be like, I don't care what nobody say. I hate how normalized it is to trash on somebody over a fucking video game, bro. Like even the person I was talking to, you know, they said like, I wish people will understand you're not gonna die because you lost a PvP match, and I'm like, yes. You know, it's like, and also too, it makes no logical sense because you, like, I'm sorry, there's just so many layers to this. Like, it doesn't make any sense to trash newcomers at in PvP because the reason why PvP is so fucking like condensed and shit is because it's the same fucking people every time. You fight the same fucking people, you know? And it's like when you have the same fucking people, it's the same bullshit. It's the same bullshit when you fighting them. It's the same bullshit when you interact with them. It's the same bullshit because it's the same people. And it's just so crazy because people will genuinely complain about how there's not a lot of people in PvP, but then every time a person rolls up and they're not fucking god tier super giga fucking PvP Chad on the first day of starting, they get trashed. And the same thing happened to me. Like, people messing with me and making fun of me because I wasn't good at the game. It's like, bro, come on. You know? And sometimes people will genuinely give you advice. Other times, they just make fun of you. You know? And it's like, it doesn't make any damn sense. It's like, what do you fucking expect? You expect them to fucking be god tier when they first start. And not to mention, PvP is fundamentally some bullshit, okay? There's lag, there's gear, there's broken classes, especially 2v2. 2v2 is crazy chaotic. Like, there's so much to get used to in 2v2, especially. So just to make fun of somebody because they not popping as soon as, you know, they play the fucking game, it's just stupid. But they do that. They do that to you. And I don't, and see, the thing that really makes me sick about this whole thing is, right, they really do be trashing you, ganging up on you, flagging you, making fun of you, and then they act so surprised when you get the reaction. I mean, when they get the reaction, it's like, what the, like, what, and, like, and then they be trying to act like, oh, that was too far. That was rude. Like, why did you say that to him? Because he was trashing me over a fucking video game. And see, it's just so stupid because they will literally say the most hurtful shit to you over a fucking video game. Over a fucking video game, right? But when you fire at them and you go nuclear, suddenly it's too far. Don't you think it's too far to fucking trash somebody over a fucking dying, laggy Korean MMO? Don't you think that was too far? Oh, but no, when I go ahead and get tired and I come after your ass, now it's too far. That's some bullshit. And then see, like, there's no winning in this community, okay? Like, when I first started streaming, I will own up, I did get too angry at the game. I got too angry and I got too frustrated. And that's why I made my apology video, and I apologized because I could see my flaw in, you know, getting too angry at the game in my own, like, poor emotional, you know, regulation. And I took accountability for it, and I tried to be better. But the same people who could, you know, help me accountable for my actions was the same people mocking and flagging me and provoking me to rage to get that reaction for their own sick entertainment. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, what? So when I get mad, I'm toxic and I'm bad. But then when you provoke me, it's funny. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And see, I'm not saying that you shouldn't apologize. I think you should apologize when you're wrong and try to better yourself every day. But with this community, don't expect people to be rational and don't be, you know, like don't expect people to be normal because they'll condemn you for something that you do, and then keep poking at you and keep harassing you, um and then take you there again and then condemn you again. It's like, what are these fucking mental shenanigans here, you know? And it's like, and see, honestly, me too, I don't even like being that angry. Like, being angry genuinely hurts. I never like being angry like that because usually when I'm angry, I'm like stressed out and I'm feeling all types of like emotions and shit. I don't like being angry, and I definitely don't like being provoked to anger either, you know? And it's just ridiculous, man, you know? And see, when it comes to me, okay, like, if we have beef and we going through something, I'm not gonna be doing all this shit. I'm not gonna be sitting here like, oh, I don't like so and so, I'm gonna get my clique group to fucking harass you. I don't even have a clique group, y'all. I mean, I have like a group. I have like places where I talk to people. I mostly talk to people in like in DMs. I don't really be in group servers like that. I was in a click group when I was very young, and sadly it was from Elsword too, and that got really bad. Like that was a really bad click group where there was like drama happening every single in every corner. And then unfortunately I eventually got roped up in drama and I got hurt really bad. So after a while I just stopped doing click groups and I just had friends one on one, because with click groups, if you piss off one person, you piss off everybody. Now you got a whole bunch, you got a bunch of people like ganging up on you. And then based on what I heard from other people and their experience with click groups, it really doesn't take a lot to make people not to piss somebody off. Like I've heard stories of people getting ganged up on by a group because they didn't want to PvP or they didn't want to do a dungeon with it. Shit like that. And you know what? You know what that happens? Because the community is so fucking volatile. That's why that happens. It does not take like you always have people ready to do shit on site. When you see your enemies, it's always on site. It's like fucking MMO gang violence. Like you got the posse, you got the groups, you got the guilds, you got the drama, you got the everything. And it's like, bro, what the fuck is this? You really wouldn't foresee this amount of drama and chaos on a Korean MMO, bro. On a Korean MMO, but it's on here. It's on here, man. It's on here every day. And it's like, for me, look, and look, I'm not even trying to act like I'm fucking Mother Teresa, okay? If y'all know me, you know the things I've said, you know the things I've done in my past, okay? If you want to go ahead and have your opinion on me about my actions, then fine. I can't control that, alright? But what I'm saying is, I do, I have done things. I most certainly have. But I don't be doing shit to the capacity that people be doing to me and other people. And usually my shit is more reactive. Like if we're having beef and I don't like you, I'm gonna block you. Okay, I'm gonna block you, and I'm not deal with you no more. Now to be fair, I might kind of like read the block messages. I've done that before in the past, like because I knew people were still talking shit about me, so I would like see the block messages and go back and forth. But like generally speaking, it kind of just stays between me and you. Like if you come at me, I'ma cuss you out. Okay, I'm a block you. I'm gonna tell you go fuck yourself. I might like talk a little bit of trash to my friends, and then I'll go about my day. Like fuck this guy. These niggas out here will literally like bring their whole fucking posse to harass you and gang up on you and shit. And then anything that you say to them, they post it on public platforms and they post it like all over like I remember when I got my DMs dropped in the PvE core and I'm like, bro, what the fuck does that have to do with the PvE core? I didn't do that. I didn't do that and say, oh my god, look what this person said. I wish I kind of did though, since they were doing it to me. But see, I don't be doing all that shit. I don't fucking harassing me in megas and shit. I don't be doing that. Like every time I was making a mega, they had to spend money just to try to get at me, bro. Like, why are you even doing all this? You know? Um, it's fucking childish. Like, I don't really I just and see I can't understand this behavior, because if you come at me, I really will say what I gotta say and then go my merry way. I don't be, spreading messages. I don't be, trying to start shit. Um, I don't really be doing all that shit. I'll cuss you out and I'll block you, and then I'll be done. But one thing I noticed too about like the fucking internet, and especially elsewhere, is that the internet attracts fucking cowards, bro. See, because this type of bitch nigga shenanigans be happening on the internet because it's so easy to get away with shit on the internet. Like if shit be happening to you, in real life, people can see what happened. Like if somebody calls you a name or something and you slap them in the face, people are going to see, okay, well, we know what happened. That person insulted them and then they slapped them in the face. But with the internet, DMs get leaked, lies, people be lying, people be making videos, all types of shit. And since, like, you can only really defend yourself with words, but like, the words is the thing that they can twist to push a narrative. So it becomes like this never ending feedback loop of drama and animosity, and it's just so it's so fucking immature and stupid, man. Like it's so immature and stupid. And I can't fathom wasting my time and energy on so much like just nonsense. And see, that's why I don't be in servers like that. I mean, I be like in some servers where it's cool, but I don't. Well, I got banned from the PVE court, unfortunately. I sometimes come and go with the PvP court, but I don't really be in people's servers like that because I don't like the energy. And you know, see, and then I get upset because I feel like people always want to have a problem with me and what I say. And see, that makes me angry because I don't be doing the whole, oh hey, let's talk shit about this person, you know, let's go ahead and you know, or let's just spam a bunch of fucking emotes. I actually want to have a conversation with you about life and reality and what's going on with you. You know, and it makes me angry that whenever I talk and be social, people want to go ahead and say, "Oh, that's weird. Oh, if you share this, people will only think less of you." um you know, making like these snarky passive aggressive comments like, oh, you're a vibe killer. I'm a vibe killer. I'm a vibe killer when all you do is talk about drama and people you have beef with. Like I remember this one time, like this person was making fun of somebody because they had an OnlyFans, right? I don't judge people for what they do with their bodies. I like this world is not fair, and sometimes you really have to do certain things in order to survive. And outside of that, I just never thought of sexuality as something shameful. And if you're a grown, consenting adult doing things with other grown consenting adults, it's really not my business what you choose to do. You know, that's not my business, and I don't really care. As long as no one is getting hurt or anything, I don't care what you do. But they was making fun of this person for having an OnlyFans, and I was the only person that said, "Get that money, girl," because I really don't care. And they're like, "Oh, what the fuck? What do you mean get that money? What the? That's so weird. Like you think that that's okay?" I'm like, I don't shame people for what they do. And you know, they want to act like I'm weird for not wanting to talk shit about somebody who I don't even really know or even talk to anymore. But when I talk about my day, or when I talk about like, you know, my mental health, where I make little jokes about me and my mental health and stuff like that, or when I talk about like my weed jokes and stuff like that, now suddenly it's weird and I'm making everybody uncomfortable, and it's just some fucking bullshit. It really is. Like, and then like the thing that made me mad is that they want to go ahead and say, "Oh, I'm a drug addict and I have a substance abuse problem because I talk and make jokes about you know, smoking weed and stuff." But then they'll have friends who smoke weed too. But like it's so fucking weird, man. And I had to eventually kind of realize that it's just group bias, bro. Like when you're in your when you're in your little like fucking clique group and shit, you can say whatever you want. You can be edgy, you can be stupid, you can be cringe, and nobody cares. But when you're out the fucking group, when you're not in a little clique group, then everything you say is filtered through that. And that's some bullshit. And like, look. I also know that I am not, you know, I am kind of like, I know I'm kind of weird, okay? I know that sometimes I say things and I overshare, and I don't necessarily mean to overshare to make people uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie, I just like to entertain people. I'm not gonna lie, I like to entertain people, and I like to, um, like I think for me, I like to say outrageous and funny stuff because it makes me, because like if somebody said that around me, I would laugh, right? And sometimes I like kind of being like over the top and kind of dramatic and a little bit crazy because I find it entertaining. You know, it's kind of entertaining when somebody is like, you know, just kind of like being over the top, being crazy and making jokes and stuff like that, or sharing crazy stuff about their life. I enjoy it when people do that, you know. So I do it, and but I guess, you know, since people be fucking weird and always trying to find a reason to make fun of you, they take what you say and instead of just laughing and you know, joking around, they start gossiping and making fun of you and talking shit and everything. And then they try to put the blame on you and say, "Oh, well, you overshare, and that's not appropriate for an Elsword server." What the fuck is appropriate for an Elsword server then exactly? Because like you'll go into a fucking server, like, depending on like the server and everything, and depending on like what be going on, you'll have people dropping slurs, you posting those screenshots, posting you know, fucking selfies of people, you know, making fun of people. all types of shit. But then when I come in and say, "Hey, what's going on, everybody? I smoked too much weed today. I'm chilling or whatever." Suddenly, everybody uncomfortable. You're not uncomfortable with talking shit about somebody and ruining their reputation. You don't feel uncomfortable with posting somebody's fucking selfies, dropping nudes and shit. You don't feel uncomfortable with calling slurs and calling people names over a PvP match. But then when somebody rolls up and they talk about their day and how they're feeling and just what's going on with them and making some jokes and now suddenly the world is ending around you, that's some bullshit. That is some bullshit for real. And it's like they want you to be like this fucking terrible ass person in order for you to fit in. And I refuse. I'm not gonna talk shit about somebody I don't know and I don't have beef with all because they have an OnlyFans or whatever the fuck is going on. I'm not gonna sit here and beef with somebody just because you're beefing. Now, and don't get me wrong, I will say shit about people, but it's only if it actually I feel like it's deserved. Like if you're doing something like for example, if you're being like a dickhead in PvP and you're like flagging people and like acting like flexing and shit, then I'll be like, yeah, that guy's an asshole or that guy's a dumbass, fuck that guy. But like if you're just doing benign shit that don't really got anything to do with me and it's not like you're not being an asshole or anything, I don't care. There's actually been situations, and people never want to go ahead and talk about this, but there's been situations where I legitimately check up on people and make sure people are okay. Like when I saw that Meteor was crying and shit, and everybody was making fun of him, I messaged him and I made sure and I asked if he was doing okay because I didn't find that funny. I didn't find that funny that he was laughing. And honestly, I don't really understand why people was making fun of him and trying to act like he was weird for taking Elsword so seriously when everybody takes Elsword seriously. You literally got people doxing people over a fucking PvP match. So why are we sitting here and acting like he's the only person who takes this game too seriously? No, that's stupid. And then people messing with Black Swordsman. I look out for him too because you can tell he has it. You can tell he got like a mental health thing going on. He's not, he got that thing going on. And I've seen people join his servers just to trick him into giving them admin and shit just to invite people in the server to make fun of him. People trying to threaten him to get money out of him. And I'm like, bro, this is fucking disgusting. You see somebody with an actual like mental health difference and you want to treat them like this and see that makes me feel that's why I regret being open about my mental health because I like to talk about mental health because I'm a psychology major and I really think that we could all benefit from understanding our mental health. And I like to talk about it because I think it's very fascinating and I think like psychology and understanding yourself is the first step to bettering yourself. But if you're a fucking asshole and you don't want to better yourself and you just want to talk shit and cause carnage all day, that type of information is not going to be useful in any way, shape, or form. And so I really regret that. I had pure intentions, but these people don't fucking care. um and I just think it's so crazy. When Barry and Hero was going through that shit, I checked up on them too. I made sure, like, just to message them. And I was like, look, this is a really bad situation, but y'all can, like, grow from this. This isn't the end. Please don't hurt yourself because of this mistake. You can be better, And look, don't get me wrong, okay? I also was kind of laughing a little bit at the jokes. I'm not trying to act like a Mother Teresa because niggas try to act like, I've heard people try to say shit like, "Oh, you try to act like you're innocent." I'm like, I don't act like I'm innocent. I like whenever I do something wrong, I own up, and whenever I blast somebody, I'm not gonna sit there and say I didn't say shit. At least I don't fucking lie. At least I don't twist the story. Like I don't even try to be like acting innocent. I just don't be acting like my actions are in a fucking vacuum. There's a reason why I say the things that I say and do the things that I do. Now people can argue and debate all day whether it was too far or whether it was necessary or whether it was justified. But okay, if you do not fuck with me, I will not fuck with you. Okay, and I do let a lot of stuff go. I really do. Like, I will let a lot of stuff go because I really don't even want to go there half the time. And honestly, too, like, a lot of people who be beefing with me in the past, if you don't beef with me, I don't care. I'll let a lot of stuff go. I don't care, bro. But if you coming at me, I will defend myself. And any sane, rational person would. Okay? Alright, now, I can still admit that, I've gone too far sometimes with what I said. I can admit that. Okay? But what I'm saying is, I'm not going to come at you if you don't come at me. You know what I'm trying to say? Um, yeah. So that's being said. I think there was some times so where I did misunderstand. Like somebody was saying that like somebody was talking shit about me, and then I kind of blew up their DMs. Though there might have been situations where I was lied to, or like I should have gotten both sides. There might have been situations like that. I don't really know. It's been a while, but generally speaking, I don't really want to go there in the first place. And if you bother me, I'm going to defend myself because you are coming at me. You know. Um, but no, like I'm not no Mother Teresa. Okay, when drama do be happening though, I do be kind of laughing. I do be thinking like, oh my god, this is fucking crazy. You know, like when Hero was getting blasted in the server, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of laughing at the memes. I'm not gonna lie, I was laughing. Okay, see, I will own up and tell you the bad things I did in the situation. I will tell you the things that I did in the situation because I'm not trying to act like my shit don't stink. I'm gonna tell you what they did and what I did because I'm not playing any games. I have no games to play but the actual fucking game, bro. But yeah, I was laughing because it was kind of outrageous, but I still checked up on them and I asked, you know, just to make sure they were okay and stuff, and you know, cuz I didn't want anybody to get seriously hurt over something like this, you know. Um and yeah. So that's the type of person that I am. Um and it's just frustrating, man. Like, and that's why I don't really be talking to people like that. I have my little friends that I made streaming the past couple of years, and I don't be talking to people like that. I don't be joining those servers like that. Um, because of this, because of all of this, you know. Um, and it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy, bro. It's crazy. Right now I'm trying to catch up so I can finally get this outfit for this damn thing for this damn event I'm doing. I want to get the outfit before it expires, before it goes away. I always do that too. I don't really pay much attention to the events. A lot of the events are like PvE orientated, and I'm just not really interested in trying to learn the raid mechanics or anything. I'm just not really interested. And I also don't have the money to be DPS, and I don't want to play a support. So I don't really be PvPing like, I don't really be PvEing like that. I might PvE a little bit more though, since that I'm trying to like grind in game and get money for the new IB. Um, but yeah, you know, that's all I really wanted to say. And look, y'all can talk about it in the comments too. Y'all can sit there and go in the comments and say all the shit that happened to you in this community, because I'm not gonna lie. When I went through that shit, it really genuinely affected me. Like, I was crying, I was suicidal and stuff. I was really being affected by that shit. Because, you know, I kept telling people in my stream, I kept saying that, like, look, the way I'm being treated right now and all this is reminding me of when I tried to attempt suicide years ago because of a similar situation. And so it's very triggering for me to be talked to this way, and I don't want to really react strongly, but if you keep on, you know, poking at somebody with trauma sensitivities, you're stepping upon that wound. And you know, if you back somebody in a corner, and if you know, trigger and talk and keep on pushing that wound that is already not fully healed, you get these intense reactions. And but they don't care. They don't care. As long as they got their little fucking posse that they can fucking hide behind and gossip and feel cool because they're ganging up on somebody vulnerable, they don't care. They don't care. Like, I spent so much time trying to understand, why are they doing all this? Why is this happening? But then when I, you know, talk to other people who went through the same exact fucking thing, I begin to realize, like, okay, no, this community is just fucking crazy. And then I learned how to walk differently in the community because, you know, unfortunately, it really is just that. Now, that isn't to say that I didn't have a hand in my situation, because I did, but when you're dealing with people that have no other, like, intention to clown you and make fun of you and you know, just harass you for their own sick amusement, you can't do anything with those people. You can apologize, you can own up, you can try to change, you can try to correct your behavior, but they will still fucking come at you, because that's what they want to do. I still have people till this day, uh, in the megas whispering me saying I'm ugly, I look like a man, you know, I'm this, I'm that. I do not know these people. I don't know who they are. They know me. I don't know them. I don't care to know them. I don't care. Even after all these years, I don't think I can't even remember the last time I actually got into it with somebody. I don't even really remember. And even if it did, the worst thing it was like some, like either it was a situation where somebody was saying, "Oh, you're oversharing. You make us feel uncomfortable. You're a vibe killer," or it's just like me saying something snarky to somebody who's being snarky to me. Like I haven't even gotten to into like some type of weird, real, actual like nuclear drama in literal fucking years. I haven't been into any drama in years, and you still got niggas acting this way, and it's just it's fucking asinine. It's absolutely asinine, man. But this has been my rant. I'm going to, you know, drop this. This is kind of something that you can kind of like play in the background. I don't know if anybody else does this, but when I be grinding on Elsword especially, I I love to have this stuff on in the background, and so I like to yap, and I also like to listen to yappers and shit. So this is essentially this, and also you can kind of like get to know me because I don't know. I think I'm kind of tired of just kind of like hiding in my corner and just letting people talk shit. I'm tired of not really saying what I feel and what be happening to me. I'm tired of just trying to like avoid people and try to avoid drama and just try to keep to myself because obviously niggas still be talking. So I want to say what I want to say and say my side and shit, you know. So yeah, but this has been my experience, and thank y'all for listening to me. And y'all have a wonderful life, and I really hope you enjoy my content, and I really hope you enjoy my videos, and I really hope you enjoy being around me. Thank you.